What is going on, fish? Welcome back to your favorite pond. As always, I'm joined by my co-host, K-Dog, for the 34th episode of the Coy Pond. And it's the 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July.
It's the 4th of July when this is coming out, so happy 4th.
Enjoy your independence.
Yeah, I hope you're getting boozed up this weekend, Thursday night, Friday night, whatever days you took off, whatever days you do have off.
America.
Exactly. And maybe I'll add an eagle screech right in the intro this time instead of our normal music, just since it's the patriotic episode.
For the moment, yes.
And I was not thinking about that till I just said it because, it is what it is.
Yes.
Maybe we'll celebrate it more next year on the podcast. But we have big things happening behind the scenes.
Big.
So don't you worry about it. Huge things. And
massive.
As always, thank you all so much on the love for the last video. I think it finished at like 110 views.
One of our best videos, actually.
That was our third best one.
Third best one of all time.
So thank you all very much, obviously.
And we picked up a subscriber.
We
got to 63.
We're up to 63.
Wow.
So welcome to the Coy Pond number 63. You're more than a number, but we only know you as a number right now.
That's right.
So leave a comment. We have big things happening in the works. We're shooting this a couple days earlier than we usually do, but we like the fantasy style, so we're going to keep it moving this week, as you saw from the thumbnail. And, going forward, we'll just keep on keeping on, and you might notice some changes and let us know.
Right on.
But this week,
quarterbacks.
There's nothing else you wanted to add.
That's it.
We're going to be doing the top 15 fantasy quarterbacks. Now, keep in mind, this is fantasy quarterbacks. I struggle a little bit with that when it comes to separating who the best quarterbacks are from who the best fantasy quarterbacks are.
Right.
And this is, we're going to do it the same way if you watch the last episode. We're going to kind of go back and forth, and that'll be how we create our combined list. But there's going to be some hot takes in here. Those we'll explain, and you know what? We'll just take it for a ride.
As we know from Kirk Cousins as an example, there's a very different significance to fantasy statistics.
Yes.
Having lots of points and being a successful quarterback, winning quarterback in the NFL. So
yes. Those are two very different columns that you need to be able to, maybe not need to be able to separate, but I think everyone knows, he's a regular season warrior, as we've said on this podcast numerous times.
So just keep that in mind as we go through these, that these are scoring-wise who we think throwing, touchdowns, rushing, touchdowns.
Maybe a little bit of who's injury-prone, who's not, a way into it.
Going to factor that in as well, of course.
And for what it's worth, we did this on the fly a little bit. So
on the fly.
So it's our just honest opinions.
Yes.
So we'll see. You want first? 15th?
I will start with 15.
All right, let's see it.
Because I'm going to rock the fucking world on my first one at 15.
Please do. I'm sure they're waiting.
And this is the Pro Football Weekly.
This is Fantasy Pros. Their official tier list is a little different than what we're going to end up doing, but this is where we got our list from.
So they have Caleb Williams listed at 15.
Yes.
And I'm going to shove him out of the top 15.
I think that's fair.
I am going to put at 15 a shocking quarterback who I think got his ass handed to him last year. His owner was throwing drinks, and I think he's ready to show people he's got what it takes to succeed in the NFL. They may not win a lot of games, but I believe statistically he is going to be far superior to what he was last year. None other than Bryce Young of the Carolina Panthers. I am putting at 15.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Do we want to make one list? Do we want to make
What list?
One list.
This is the Coy Pond.
The
Coy Pond's list.
The Coy Pond list.
Because if we made our own list, then we've got two Koys in the same pond.
Yeah.
And
that's plural as well.
That's a different video.
Right on. Okay, your turn at 14.
Okay, so
now that I've fucked it up.
Now that you've absolutely sent my list to the heavens, which I can appreciate.
Indeed.
I need to figure out who's not going to make my list that will make this one. I am going to then put. Yeah, I don't want him there. Don't want him there. Okay, I can make this work. I'm going to put Justin Herbert at 14 then.
Okay.
I think he does better than that, but I think given injury prone and new wide receivers and a new coach that favors the run historically, I think, his workload's going to be less, but I think that's for the best overall. Regardless, fantasy-wise, I think 14 is a solid bet compared to what all of these are being projected right now.
Right. I would concur with that. I am going to put Kyler Murray at 13.
Okay.
I believe old Kyler Murray has got some new weapons there, a new running back,
Yes.
Marvin Harrison Jr., and I think he will, whether he will succeed and win games is another thing, but I think statistically between running and throwing to those guys, I think he will be better.
Yes. Having Kyler Murray on the Fantasy Pros list ranked at 9 is a bit high, I think.
Thought that was a little high.
He can run, but he also was hurt.
Yeah.
So that
he can't hide. He can run, but he can't hide.
No, he cannot hide.
Yes.
All right.
Takes us to the illustrious 12.
I am going to put. I'm going to put Tua at 12.
2 at 12.
I think
I buy that.
his wide receivers had the best. I think it was yards after catch this previous season. Without a doubt, they did very well in that category, regardless of what that ranked. So I think he's going to miss the deep balls, but he'll throw a 15-yard pass that could end up being 80 with Tyreek Hill or Waddle.
All right.
That's just my opinion. I don't think he'll do much running.
I believe that's a good assessment right there.
Yes.
I'm going on a limb here a little bit. I'm going to put Anthony Richardson at 11.
Okay.
That presumes that he stays healthy, which I'm a little concerned about whether he can do that or not.
Right.
But the guy is talented, running the ball,
Definitely.
throwing the ball. I think he's going to have statistical success.
I agree.
So.
I think it is what it is, and it sucks when you had the rookie season that you did when you're in his spot, but he should be good.
Yeah.
10. Brock Purdy at 10.
Brock Purdy. All right. I'd buy that.
There's a few guys in here that it's just hard to pick now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, where are you going to put him at, you mean?
Yep.
It gets a little tight, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah.
But it's all right. We can move around if we need to.
We're also assuming Brandon Ayuk is back.
Yeah, assuming Brandon Ayuk is back, I
Yeah.
think Brock Purdy is still 10. I mean, that team is still very, very talented offensively.
Yes.
At least for another year. Yeah, I don't know.
I believe it, huh?
Kind of my thought process.
No, I agree.
Good coaching goes a long way.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think I'm going to put. I think I'm going to put Joey Burrow here
Joey
at 9.
Burrow at 9. Okay.
And again, that assumes he stays healthy,
Yep.
which is a big if, but I think he will this year.
I'd agree with that.
And I think again, enough weapons there. Jamar Chase and company is enough for him to put up some good stats.
Yeah, they still have T. Higgins and Boyd for
Yeah.
at least 1 year. That
Yep.
might not be the situation after this year, but for now.
Agree.
I think at 8, I'm going to put Jared Goff.
All right.
I don't know if that's really a reach or not, but that team offensively is absolutely out of their minds. And I think they're going to have continued success. Their strength of season should help them out there. I mean, I kind of wanted to put them higher, but for whatever reason, this list is scaring me because Fantasy Pros has them listed as the 14th ranked quarterback, which
Yeah.
doesn't make sense. But also, maybe with the Gibbs and Montgomery
That's what I'm thinking.
package, it takes away from him a little bit. So I think 8 probably splits the difference.
No, and I think that's a great point. I think the running game is going to be solid. It's a Dan Campbell old smash mouth football style. So I think he's going to get a good stat line from play action passing. But I think you're right. They're going to try to limit that. I mean, he's the kind of quarterback if you get above a certain number of attempts, it starts to probably have diminishing returns.
Right.
So they're going to, they want him to manage the game, right?
No doubt.
So I think that's really good. Let's see here.
7.
I am going to put. I think I'm going to put Jordan Love here.
Jordan Love here?
Yeah.
All right.
I pondered listing him a little bit higher than this,
Yeah.
but I think this is probably a good spot for him.
I mean, terrible start to the season last year. Everyone was rookie. Everyone was new, rookies, etc. But after they beat the Chargers, they went on a tear that would, ultimately go on to where they went in the playoffs. But I guess we can all expect good things out of them between Musgrave, Dobbs. They'll have Wilson on that team or something. Wilkins. the wide receiver of some sort.
Yes, yep.
But I think that's a good move, especially now they have Josh Jacobs.
Yeah,
which is crazy to think about.
Crazy offense, loaded with talent, and again a talented young play caller, head coach.
Yep.
I think they're gonna have a lot of success this season.
I agree.
Puts us at 6.
6. I think I'm gonna have to go with Dak Prescott.
Okay.
I struggled between him and C.J. Stroud to take number 6.
Yep.
I think I'm only going to do that because I don't know what Dallas's offense necessarily looks like this upcoming season compared to like the couple last seasons.
Yeah.
I don't think Dak will take the step back, but I don't know what the offense as a whole will do.
There's a lot up in the air there.
It feels like there's been almost too many headlines of question marks this year for me to confidently put him in the top 5.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But it's on the border still, honestly.
Yeah.
Just my thoughts.
No, I agree with you. I think questions there. Yeah, I don't know. Running game. He's going to be throwing a lot, I think.
Zeke can only do so much.
Only
they have
much.
Dottle as like a backup running back.
Yeah,
Who
Rico.
knows?
Yeah. Suave.
Sounds like a lot of throwing attempts.
It really does. Let's see here. Let's see. Questions here. Questions.
Yes.
I guess here I'm probably going to go with C.J. Stroud.
All right.
He's probably going to be here somewhere. I don't know why, but I have a bad feeling about him getting hurt this year because he just had such success. You and I talked about this.
Yep.
And he's going to have a target on him.
Yeah, well, I mean, word on the street is he's kind of been running his mouth on different people saying, which teams are good and bad, which I haven't seen from a quarterback. Given he deserves it, he did really well, but when you start doing that, it's not the same teams facing the Texans thinking they're garbage.
Yeah.
You went in with that into last season knowing that most teams think you're garbage, so if you just do half as good, you're going to perform.
Yeah.
But now that you're good,
yeah,
the preparation's going to be so different, I feel like, for the Texans now.
The secret is out, right?
Yeah, exactly.
They've got film on him. They've got a year's worth of film now.
Yep.
They're going to find ways to attack what he does. I mean, he had the advantage, but now the playing field is level.
Yeah. And, when you have Diggs, Dell, Collins, and Dalton Schultz. Joe Mixon. That's a dangerous offense.
It is.
But
easy.
I didn't remember the names before last season of Tank Dell or Nico Collins.
Right.
So
nobody knew who they were.
Yeah, as far as I know. Maybe I just never bothered to listen to the Texans stuff. I know we have a Texans fan that periodically watches the show.
Right on.
I'm not trying to say your season's garbage and it's down the drain, but it'll be interesting to see how teams compare this year to them as they did last year.
It's always tougher once teams have film to look at and they get a sense of what you do and how you're doing it.
What makes it
you
tick.
Get one season, because every game, one team, or, for the most part, maybe two if you're in the division, but you don't get another shot at it.
No.
And so this is second time around,
exactly.
if you will.
That's
a little tougher.
I'm interested to see how they deal with it.
Yep.
Okay.
Number 4.
Top 4. Boy, oh boy. Out of these top 4, I think I'm putting Josh Allen as 4.
Okay.
I know on here they have him as 1, but, losing your top two receivers,
Diggs,
Gabe Davis.
Now
they do have Kincaid and Knox. Knox is more for blocking.
Yep.
Kincaid is a reliable touchdown, and they have Khalil Shakir, I think his name is.
Yes.
Solid wide receiver.
Right.
But and I think they drafted one, maybe 2.
Yeah, I think they did.
So it's like, okay, so you're dealing with a sophomore, a rookie, and 2 tight ends.
And you're gonna have you're gonna have a season here to adapt it, right? I mean, these players have to get on the same page.
And it's not Diggs and Davis.
No,
they're gone.
Yeah,
and I just think it's gonna be tough.
Josh Allen probably going to be running more, which is a little scary from his safety standpoint. Yeah. I don't know. He's been durable, but
it worries me a little bit when you don't have hands and speed like Davis and Diggs on the same team.
Yeah.
And you went from having all that your entire career to now it's not there. Or not a whole career because Diggs was on the Vikings.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
But,
for a number of years,
For a number of years.
Yeah.
So that's why I put him at 4 out of the top 4. I think that's fair.
All right. I like it. Number 3?
Yep.
I'm going to go with Pat Mahomes here.
personally almost put him down lower, but
Even lower, yeah.
I bit my tongue for the sake of this video doing terribly.
I wanted to put Kirk Cousins somewhere in the top 7, but I just couldn't do it.
I know. Where did we end up going with him? Oh, we didn't.
Yeah, he's not in the top 15.
I meant to throw him in there, but
Yeah.
I didn't. That's all right.
Could have very easily.
Maybe that'll be a dark horse pick.
There you go.
But I agree. Pat, why does Patrick Mahomes scare you?
Why does he scare me?
Mm-hmm.
Because it doesn't matter who they put on the field with him.
Yes.
He just finds a way.
He makes it work.
You know, the left-handed throws, contorting his arm, throwing while he's laying on the ground. I mean, it just doesn't even matter. Now they have Xavier Worthy, too.
Yes.
The speedster, take the top off again,
the bar is so
Tyreek,
low.
the cheetah.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. And with how his receivers did last year, as long as Xavier catches 4 out of the 8 passes thrown his way, he's fine. Which is crazy because of how bad they were. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, again, like we were saying, Bryce is probably suspended for half the season, if not more.
Yeah, it's something like that probably.
You know, but I mean, it's Pat Mahomes, and it's almost like he helps them catch it.
Yes.
The way he throws it.
Somehow he does.
It's insane.
Travis Kelce's still there.
Yep.
He'll find a way to get there. I just don't think he's going to be higher than 3 personally.
Yep.
We have Jalen Hurts and Lamar Jackson.
That's right.
The Ravens lost almost their entire roster to the Chargers, so I'm just going to put him at 2.
Okay.
Personally, this comes down to Hurts versus Jackson.
Yeah.
Hurts had an off year kind of last year.
Yep.
I'm going to give Jackson number 2 this year only because, yes, he runs it more for those yards. Fantasy-wise, that's a huge deal. But there's something about throwing that ball when you've got Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown this year. I think that Jalen Hurts will do better. He has Saquon on that team. Given Lamar Jackson's got Derrick Henry, but does that mean Lamar Jackson will be limited then on rushing maybe?
Yeah.
So
may take a little bit away from him this year, right?
And I don't think by any means his stats are going to be abysmal. He's still going to scramble, but
of course.
It feels like maybe there's more emphasis on him throwing the ball rather than rushing it.
Yeah, they might be trying to go to a little bit more of that play-action game, take a little bit of that pressure off of Lamar Jackson running around. And again, when you get, the missing ingredient when you get into the cooler weather is that running game.
Yeah.
And, they took care of that. So they better be fucking running the ball when they get to the playoffs this year, or else people are going to kill that whole coaching staff.
No, I agree, and they already gutted it a little bit.
Yeah.
So that's also why Lamar at 2 I think is okay, and then Hurts has almost the exact coaching staff, exact people to throw to. It should be a familiar year for him.
Everything is back for Jalen Hurts.
Right. There has not been a huge change.
No.
They already lost their coordinator last year. I think that's why Hurts had a worse year.
Yep.
Because oh my God, what's his name on the Colts now?
Yeah, I forget.
Whoever it was, their offensive coordinator left. So
Yep.
that was the fallback year. This year, Hurts comes back.
We're down Jason Kelce at center, but I think they'll be able to patch that okay.
I don't think if the tush push is the reason he does well fantasy-wise personally.
No.
But obviously, I don't think the tush push will be as implemented this year as it was last year.
Yeah.
They'll try it. They'll figure out it doesn't work.
And again, to your point, I think, the Cowboys aren't going to be as good as they were last year. I fully expect the Eagles to win the division.
Yes.
And I think they're just ready to have a better season than last year and put that behind them.
I don't know if hungry is the right word, but I think they'll be determined to prove that that was a fluke.
I agree.
Big Don better not be out there fucking up again.
They promoted him. Did you see that?
They're acting like he was the official reason they're using him as a scapegoat, which, maybe that helps the players get over it quicker. But it's insane. I've never seen an NFL team promote, Big Don being back than him.
Yeah.
So, and you know what? Maybe Sirianni is such a fucking weird guy. There's a chance it was the reason.
It could be. You never know, right? He is. He's a strange dude.
But there's times I like him, and there's more often than not times I'm just like, shut up.
Yeah.
Could you?
But it's like the year before, he was the guy that was chirping at players on the field.
Oh, yeah.
He was shouting to the coach on the other side. Just a total dick.
I know.
And last year it was like, what happened?
He's crying.
I hate him. But I have to admit, last year I'm like,
why?
Man, grow a set back, man. Where have you gone?
Yes.
It was no fun, right? It's fun to hate him.
Yes. No, I agree. It's part of that. It's similarly to how you'd hate Tom Brady or maybe Patrick Mahomes in the sense it's just entertainingly good. And then when it's bad, it sucks.
And what is it with the Eagles having coaches that cry?
I don't know.
Nick Sirianni, Dick Vermeil back in the day, that guy had a nervous breakdown. He's crying all the time. And it's like, oh my gosh, here we go again. But I say the Eagles win the division.
Yeah.
And they had a great draft, and they got some great secondary players to help them patch what was a tough thing for them.
Right.
Hurts is going to have the ball more often.
Yes.
Because the defense is going to play better.
Yes.
And so, even though Fletcher Cox is gone and retired, they still have Brandon Graham and they still have Jordan Davis, the dude that almost
the huge ass
intercepted the spike ball,
Yep.
which was almost one of the most
Craziest-
fabulous plays in the history of the NFL,
Yes.
in my book.
If someone catches a spike,
That's
instant top 3.
oh yeah.
I mean, and then the other 2 have got to be pretty fucking good.
Yeah, he was so damn close to
was
getting
close.
that ball. I saw the replay of that.
Well, I mean,
about a month ago, and I'm like, what the? I forgot about that.
People still talked about that months
Yeah.
after it. I would say dark horse, like we talked about a little bit earlier, definitely Kirk Cousins.
Cousins.
Because of how we go back and forth, some people just get missed. I
Yeah.
would say Kirk Cousins could easily be top 10.
Easily.
I mean,
and I would say, Richardson, again, being injured last year,
yeah.
could easily be out of the list. Tua is a concussion away from being out of the list. Bryce Young, again, was a big reach there by me.
Make
But-
it interesting.
Yeah, but again, very, very athletic guy, very talented
Yes.
guy who I think just had a bunch of shit around him, and they've done a lot with that team, so I think they're going to be better.
They're acting like he wasn't always just this regular season god.
Yeah.
And now that he has Kyle Pitts, Bijan Robinson, Drake London,
Yeah.
yes, he had Justin Jefferson, Addison, and Madison, but
Yeah, for Kirk Cousins.
yeah, I think he needed
Yep.
to change of scenery,
I agree.
similarly to him when he left the Redskins.
Right.
So,
It's time.
just my thought.
Yeah.
I think that'll do him well, and assuming the tampering period doesn't destroy that and have him suspended similarly to like Tom Brady being suspended for Deflategate or something like that, he'll have a good season.
I don't think. I think they've gotten hit with what they're going to get hit with a draft pick and a monetary
Yeah.
fine. I think that's it.
Yeah, and once you play in the NFC South,
Yeah.
they're
And-
not exactly the scariest defenses on the planet.
And again, honest to goodness, I mean, the league needs to remove that whole thing anyway. Because as soon as you can start talking to players,
Just
why
talk.
can't you just talk to
Yeah.
them? Everybody's doing it anyway.
Yeah, it's just
So they all have these casual. I mean, all it takes is for you at the combine to say something to somebody to ask a question about a player, and technically, according to the written
rule.
laws of the NFL,
That's tampering.
tampering.
Oh my god,
And everybody does it. So just get rid of the damn thing
Yeah.
because it's ridiculous.
it's so pick and choose.
It
but
is. Yeah.
It is what it is.
There you go.
That's our top 15.
Fabulous. 15.
15 in almost 25 minutes.
Right on.
You know what? That's it for this week. Hopefully everyone has a great 4th of July.
Happy 4th.
The next podcast might look a little different to you guys, which we're hoping all works out. And have a great holiday, and we'll see y'all later.
Adios, amigos.
Peace.